So this is another reggae. Again, I want you to listen to how the organ bubbles. Listen to the guitar parts of this reggae. I mean, this is I think this is beautiful personally. You can actually hear individual parts of the style, individual sections of the style. Now, one of the good things about a keyboard of such caliber is this. I'm going to take you into this screen right here real quick. It's the mixer EQ screen, right? Now, if you notice, when you're playing in a band, and this is sometimes, when people are doing demonstrations, you can tell the difference between somebody who's actually demonstrating the keyboard and someone who actually understands how the keyboard works and uses the features of the keyboard to bring out the best in that music. So when you're playing a style, when you're playing with tracks, what happens is the style parts, you may have like 10 parts, right? And it gets busy and you start having parts that are playing and kind of clashing with one another, right? Now in a live band, if you notice, when the guitar player is taking a solo, for example, right? Most of the other instruments are kind of just holding the pocket or just playing rhythm for the most part. So in most arranger keyboards, such as this one, okay, you'll find out that if you look at the top panel, all right? If you notice, you have the arranger A, B, C, D buttons over here. As you build up your arrangement, as you build up the parts, it gets busier and busier. So sometimes it's nice to go into the individual tracks, like I've displayed over here, and you can actually mute certain instruments. So if I'm playing, say, in this variation right here, I can hear that brass. That brass section is just da 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 dee. Da, 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 it's back there, but it's continuous. It's going on. It's nice to have that just come in and get out, come in and get out, right? So what happens is if you just leave it the way it is, it becomes monotonous. It's just playing over and over again. But what if you can actually go in there and determine when those sections come in, right? So you can actually go in and mute those parts. So in this case right now, for example, if I come in here, that track was over here on the far right. Okay, I'm going to be in my pan and volume screen. And all I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go in and be able to turn that part off. Okay, so if I come over here, or I can lower the volume. It all depends on what I want to do. So I'm going to go into the style mix, and I'm going to see green, all my parts that are active right there on the top of the screen. So the horn we'll listen to that we heard was this one right here. And you can tell that because when you hit the start, and you play the chord, you can actually see it lights up, right? So the different parts, the different tracks that are playing light up when there's data, when they're actually playing a part. Which means that if I turn that part off, if I touch in there, see, there's no brass right now. Okay, I have the other secondary brass instrument over here. If I mute that one as well, I have nothing. So if I'm playing on the right hand here and I'm playing a brass instrumentation, or a brass instrument right here, this means that I'm not going to be fighting with the instrument, okay? So I actually turned off those tracks in here, and now I'm able to just simply play along with the brass section of the instrument without feeling like I'm fighting the instrument itself, okay? So I now can do something like this. Bring them back in. Bring in the other one. And let's go up to the ending. Big bang. And we even gave you a slight little guitar thing in there. Thanks so much to Lazman Studios. Yeah, he's a very, very good developer, a style developer that we work very, very closely with in the Washington, D.C. area. And this is really his baby, and we are trying to work with him in terms of actually exposing these styles together with collaboration from AjamSonic.